softball is going to get down, and Hammock is going to have possibly a double if she beats the throw, and she does, but it was...
Set up a different camera on Thursday. As that pitch is a little askewed there, and that one grounded past the second baseman, and that will score a run defensively to stay in this game. That ball hit out to center field, and that will be a base hit, and she will make it into second, and gonna steal down to second, and one out in the inning. That one, line drive back up the middle. Chloe Hill with a base hit. Another hit today for her. Winner had to run things as that ball is hit right back up the middle.
Pitch from Hicks.
And she may have just ended the game.
To left field, and it is gone. And that is a walk-off two-run home run for Kendall Fowler. The Westfield Hornets have won their 7th straight state championship.
And welcome into the Hornets Nest. I'm Brett Taylor. I'd like to thank you for joining us here this afternoon as Westfield set to take on the Patriots from Pinewood Christian. We're here inside the Nest, and Westfield hosting the Pinewood Lady Patriots. Really two back-to-back dynasties here in GISA and then transition into GIAA. Before Westfield went on their run of 7 straight, Pinewood had a run of 3 straight state championships, and Westfield plays host to them here tonight, trying to avenge an early season loss to the Pinewood Patriots in extra innings, I believe, 11-10 down in Belleville. So this should be an interesting matchup, and we'll take a quick look at the coaching comparison here as you see Coach Brett Lewis. 12-7 are the Pinewood Lady Patriots coming in, 1-0 in their region. They finished that should say 2024 overall rankings. They come in as a number 3 ranked AAA team, and they finished number 3 in the region last year. They had a first-round exit, I think, to Brookstone last year in the series that ends up deciding who goes over to Columbus. So not a season that they're used to having down in Belleville last year, but this year they're definitely on the upswing and coming in as the number 3 ranked team in AAA in GIAA. Now, conversely, Coach Ryan Weatherington, his squad got off to a little bit of a slow start for Westfield standards. They've come on as of late. They're 11-5 overall, 1-0 in region play, number 2 overall in AAA, and they finished last year, obviously, as state champs and the number 1 team out of their region. I believe it was 30-3 or 33-3, somewhere in that range last season. So, obviously, lots of success for Westfield lately, and they're trying to keep that going here today. We'll give you the lineups as they come up, waiting for that to populate here on the Game Changer app. But got a couple different angles going to be bringing you here today, a little bit different than what we normally do, but we're going to be able to get it in, and hopefully looks like it looked cloudy earlier today, but fortunate for us, the weather seems like, or at least the clouds have moved out. It's still cool, though, and Westfield coming on to the field. And, again, I'll give you the lineup as it comes through the plate there. And looks like number 11, Lindy Hare, will be in the circle today for the Lady Hornets. It's been a combination this season between her and number 12, Lauren Davidson, who finds herself, it looks like, out in right field today with Riley Nelson in center. Not sure if that's Addie Hobbs or who that is over in right field. You've got Madison Hammock at shortstop, it looks like. Kate Raines back over to first base after a stint at catcher for the early part of the season. And I believe Maddie Katz is behind the plate for the Lady Hornets. So, again, we'll give you the lineup as it comes today. We'll take a quick look at we did the coaching comparison already. We'll take a quick look at the, goodness gracious, why can I not find it? There we go. Again, Pinewood comes in 12-7 on the season. Westfield, that's that is not correct. Not 9-5. They're actually 11-5 now. So Lindy Hare will face the leadoff batter here for Pinewood, and we're about set to get things started. And that pitch low and in the dirt. So ball one here to the leadoff batter for the Patriots. 1-0 the count. Had a few hiccups here with the setup, so just bear with me as far as commercials and our normal graphic package and all that stuff. It may be slightly different than we normally have, but we'll be bringing the action to you, and hopefully the network holds up as well, as that ball hit sharply into left field, and that'll be a base hit for Pinewood with a runner on first base. And now Aubrey Kate Tanner coming to the plate for the Lady Patriots. A runner on first base, and the number 2 hole hitter coming up. Hare comes set. That pitch just misses, maybe a little high and outside. 1-0 the count. Excuse me, that last name Danner there, not Tanner. Number 3. And that pitch lined foul off the fencing on the left field side. 1-1 the count here to Danner with a runner on first base. That runner on first base is Smith. And I'll give you Westfield lineup as well in their defensive positioning. And that one popped out, and Given Chase can't quite come up with it, but that will be strike number 2 on the foul. So 1-2 here quickly in the count to Danner. And Lindy Hare trying to get the first out of the ball game in a very crucial game for both of these teams as far as playoff positioning goes. And a nice off-speed pitch, and that'll be strike 3. So getting the first out with a strikeout, Lindy Hare retires the number 2 hitter. Now to the plate, the 3-hole hitter, Millie Anderson, for the Lady Patriots. Runner on first base in the form of Smith. Anderson swings at a pitch high, 0-1 the count. And honestly, this has been kind of the MO of Westfield the last couple of years, I feel. Really a filling out process in the early part of the season, and then they start to come on strong, and you've seen the bats wake up here in the middle to latter part of the season. That pitch outside, off speed, and will even the count 1-1. It doesn't seem like the Lady Hornets, at least on their schedule so far, have as many games scheduled, and that may be due to the fact that they know that they will have to play a good bit of games over if they're fortunate to get over to Columbus, and obviously they're eyeing being able to win it. So by the time you get through that process, you end up playing a lot of games, but it almost seems like there's less games than maybe you normally see them play in the regular season. They're 11-5, so that means they played 16 games so far. This will be their 17th on the season. And Lindy Hare comes set. That one fouled to the right side. That'll force a full count. And that one skied out to first base, and she is out there. So quickly, 2 outs in the inning. So now number 0, the cleanup hitter, Ramsey Middleton, to the plate with 2 outs. That one grounded to third base, but foul. So quickly 0-1 the count. 0-1 the count to Ramsey Middleton. That pitch high, 1-1 the count now. One and one the count here to Middleton. She grounds that through the hole, and they'll play it station to station. Not a very hard hit ball, but just squeaks through the infield. So runners at first and second with a 5-hole hitter coming up. So runners on first and second, 2 out, and Massey to the plate for the Lady Patriots. That pitch misses high, 1-0 the count. Hare comes set. That pitch just misses high, 2-0 the count. So runners at first and second, 2-0 the count here to Massey. Lindy Hare looks down at her wristband and misses low with that pitch. In danger of walking number 5 in the lineup here and walking the bases loaded. And that pitch in there, 3-1 the count. Just a get me over pitch there by Lindy Hare. And that pitch misses low, and that'll load the bases. So not what you want after 2 outs and a runner on. You give up a C&I ground ball and a walk, and now you got the bases loaded. And now number 21, Bristol DeLoach, to the plate here for the Lady Patriots. Just cannot find the zone here. In danger of giving up a run with the bases loaded. 2 outs in the inning, though, so if you can get a ground ball to one of your infielders, but that misses high, 2-0 the count. Right now having trouble finding the release point. And her body language does not look good in terms of confidence about finding it. She's got to figure out pitch here. And that pitch misses too, 3-0. So 4 straight balls. And really 7 balls out of the last 8 pitches. Gotta throw strikes. That's gotta be really frustrating. You had a solid hit to start the inning, but that's really been the only contact the entire inning that's been solid at all. So you know that Coach Weatherington cannot be happy. Lindy Hare misses that one, so that's six straight balls. 1-0 the count. That one popped up, pitching to contact, and cannot make the play. Oh my. That one gets you out of the inning there. That's tough because you got to pop up out of the seat and try to find it at the same time while getting the mask off. But That was definitely out number 3, gift wrapped. And that pitch misses low, and that's going to score another run for Pinewood. And again, the frustrating part is they haven't done anything really to earn them. Got to be able to throw strikes. And a ground ball, throw over and in time, but Pinewood takes the lead here the first part of the game. Top of the first, 2-0. They strand 2. They pick up 2 hits in the inning. And we will head to the bottom of the first inning. Westfield coming to the plate. You're watching Lady Hornets Softball right here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. And we are back here as Westfield will come to the plate. We'll take a quick run down their lineup. Leading off, number 8, playing third base, Chloe Hill. Playing catcher, batting second, number 22, Madeline Katz. Playing first base, batting third, number 44, Kate Rains. Playing shortstop and batting cleanup, number 2, Madison Hammock. Also got number 7, Riley Nelson, batting fifth. And Lauren Davidson in right field, batting sixth, batting seventh. Avery Spence. And batting ninth will be number 4, Addie Hobbs. So, Chloe Hill to the plate for the Lady Hornets. Ground ball right back up to the middle, caught by the pitcher, and quick out. So, 1 pitch, 1 out. And that is... So now number 22, Madeline Katz to the plate for the Hornets. Anderson, number 14, makes the play there in the circle for the Lady Patriots. And grounded that ball foul is Madeline Katz. That'll be strike number 1. Westfield coming out super aggressive at the plate. Putting some hard hits on the first 2 swings there. That one popped up to center field and catch made. So 3 pitches, 2 outs. And not, hate to sound like a broken record, but not the start you wanted for if you're a Westfield Hornet fan at all. So now, first baseman Kate Rains to the plate for the Lady Hornets. Pitch inside, misses well inside, 1-0 the count. And that one ripped to the outfield, and that'll be a hard single. And now number 2, Madison Hammock to the plate for Westfield with a runner on first base. Two nothing your score. Pinewood on top. That pitch misses low. 1-0 the count. Ooh, that pitch looked inside. Gets a beneficial call there. 1-1 the count. That misses high and away. 2-1 the count. On deck you have Riley Nelson in the hole. Number 12, Lauren Davidson. So Westfield trying to do some damage here with 2 outs. That ball grounded back up the middle and right to Anderson, and she puts it away. So we'll head to the top of the second inning. Your score is still 2-0 Pinewood. And welcome back here to the top of the second inning. Westfield trails 2-0. Now to the plate for the Lady Patriots, number 22, Jordan Bland. Ended up being a pretty day. I was worried as that one is grounded to second base. Good play, throw over, and she is out. So good play right there at second base. And that is Dalen Sumner at second, number 5. So now Hendricks to the plate for the Lady Patriots. 1 out in the inning. That pitch in there, so maybe Hare has settled down a little bit. You see our wide shot there. That'll pretty much cover everything except those balls to left field. Grounder out to shortstop, and Hammock takes care of that one for out number 2. So quickly Westfield able to easily deal with the bottom of the lineup, and we're rolling back over to the top here with Smith. And Caitlin Smith had a rocket out to left field last time up, and we'll see if Addie Hobbs fares better this at bat here in the second inning. Hobbs gets her sign on the wristband, goes to work. And that pitch in there, 0-1 the count. Maybe a slightly overcast, but a beautiful day nonetheless, especially temperature-wise. It was a little warmer earlier, but I feel like it's cooled off quite a bit. That pitch, wow. He did not like that one. That was in a similar spot that was called a strike last inning. I think that one maybe fooled him too. 1-1 the count. That pitch misses low. 2-1. Looking to have a quick inning here with 2 outs. Smith to the plate with a 2-1 count. That pitch misses high. 3-1. She covers the plate pretty well. Got to be careful with her, but you don't want to walk people. That's exactly what she does there. Puts her on, and now the 2-hole hitter comes up in Danner, number 3. Aubrey Kate Danner to the plate for the Lady Patriots with 2 outs in the inning and a runner on first. Just cannot get that off-speed pitch to be low enough. Umpire is not going to expand the zone there. So 1-0 the count. Hare, I believe, got her out last inning. That one popped up to left field, just out of the frame, but the catch made by Hobbs, and that'll retire Pinewood. So 1 runner on after the walk. They leave her stranded, and we head to the bottom of the second inning. 2-0 your score right here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. And welcome back here to the bottom of the second inning. And leading off things for the Lady Hornets will be number 7, Riley Nelson, followed by Lauren Davidson, and rounding out things with the top 3 hitters in this inning, number 16, Avery Spence. So Riley Nelson looking to get things started here for the Lady Hornets, down 2-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Facing Anderson in the circle here. And Westfield gets a break there as that ball pops out. And that'll be quickly 0-1 the count to Nelson. That pitch misses outside. 1-1 the count. That ball gets through. Kind of ski balls up over there on the right side of the infield, and that'll put a runner on base for Westfield, and Lauren Davidson to the plate with no outs. almost sneaks it by over there, but it'll be a ground ball, foul ball, strike one for Lauren Davidson. Bottom two, runner on first in the form of Riley Nelson. Anderson worked a smooth first inning until she faced Kate Raines and then was able to get Hammock to ground out back to the pitcher. Davidson takes that pitch high and almost identical to Riley Nelson's at bat to start this inning. 1-1 the count here, and this third pitch was where Nelson found the outfield. That one lined out and will retire Davidson. The center fielder camps underneath it and for out number one. So Spence coming to the plate with one out and runner on first base. So Avery Spence getting a large ovation as they honored her mother who passed away, I want to say either over the summer or end of last year. Miss Jennifer Spence. So honoring her mom. Today the Lady Hornets did. 1-1 the count. They had shirts that they wore pregame. Went through all their pregame festivities, if you will, in those t-shirts, specifically honoring her. So that one's hit out to right field and caught by the right fielder. That will retire Spence, and 2 outs in the inning for Westfield. Now to the plate, number 4, Addie Hobbs, the left fielder. Westfield hadn't been able to get much momentum going so far. That pitch high, 1-0 the count. Now they've been hitting the ball the last few games. I hope I'm not a bad luck charm here. And this was a very high-scoring affair last time they faced down in Belleville. That pitch outside, 2-0 the count. So I believe you're going to have, I don't know if we're rolling back over or if Dalen Sumner will be batting. That pitch misses high again. So, and really, honestly, Lindy Hare hasn't pitched bad. It's just been the walks that have obviously helped Pinewood in the first inning there. You settle down in the second, and there's 4 straight pitches there, and I'll put 2 on for Westfield. So Dalen Sumner will bat here. I didn't know if she was flexing, and so you'll have Sumner at the plate here, and then back to the top of the lineup in the form of Chloe Hill. And a bunt, and not gonna be able to do anything with that bunt, and she'll put that in her pocket. And Westfield has the bases loaded with 2 outs. And now you got the top of the lineup at the plate in the form of Chloe Hill. So, you take 2 outs in the inning, and you get a walk and a bunt, and that pitch in there for a strike. And now Anderson facing a little bit of the same pressure that Lindy Hare had to deal with. Remember, Hare gave up, walked in a run, and then had a wild pitch bring another one across, and that one lined out to left field. Looks like it's overhead, and it is. And that's going to score 2. It may score 3. And it will score 3. The left fielder a little too far in, had to stretch for it. And Westfield on the board now with 3 runs. And your score now, Westfield on top 3-2 with a runner on second base. So Madeline Katz, the catcher, now to the plate for the Lady Hornets. And that one grounded to shortstop, throw over, and just in time, and gets her. But we will head to the top of the third inning. Westfield leads 3-2. You're watching Lady Hornet Softball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. And welcome back here to the Hornets Nest as Westfield has just taken the lead. Big hit there by leadoff hitter Chloe Hill. Got over the left fielder's head. Let's take a look at keys to the game here. And, thought that Pinewood, they needed to hit with the Hornets. And so far, they really, leadoff hitters threatened. Obviously had the big hit in the first inning, but another little C&I grounder. He really hadn't hit the ball that well, but, they did plate 2 runs and put a little bit of pressure on Westfield aided by some walks there. But they have to limit base runners, and you saw there in the second inning that really got to him, and then pitch ahead in the count, which it was another thing that kind of got to Anderson. Westfield really coming into the things that I've seen so far this season, just had to shore up some of the defensive woes. They just got to keep hitting, and then when they get a lead, they need to try to pour it on and really separate themselves. So we'll see if that plays out. Obviously, so far, it's been kind of a mixed bag for both teams' keys, if you will. So we'll see who's able to execute those the rest of the way. And a swing and a miss, and you wonder if Lindy Hare has maybe settled down a little bit in the last couple of innings. You get Smith out to to end the second, or not out, but you walk her and you get past her, if you will. And that ball in no man's land, but Riley Nelson doing a great job as a quarterback in the outfield and taking charge. Retires the leadoff batter. So Ramsey Middleton, number 00 for the Lady Pats, to the plate. 1 out in the inning. And a good job of communication there by Riley Nelson. Westfield had senior night on Tuesday. That one grounded back up the middle, and Madeline Hammock makes the play there and retires a quick out. So quickly 2 outs in the inning. And Madison Hammock puts that one away there. And Massey to the plate here for Pinewood. So Madison Hammock with the big play. 2 seniors stepping up right there in this inning. Just misses again. That pitch has not been to the liking of the plate umpire tonight. 1-0 the count. That one popped straight up the chute. Third baseman, I think that's Chloe Hill, makes the play. And that will retire the side. First 3-up, 3-down inning for the Lady Hornets. And we will head to the bottom of the third inning. Westfield leads 3-2 on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. And welcome back here to the Middle Georgia Sports Network. Inside the Hornets Nest, Westfield has taken a lead in the bottom of the second inning. They just went 1-2-3 in the top of the third. So the Lady Hornets, again, we talked about the keys to the game. We'll bring those back up here. And I think with the part of the lineup that you have coming up, you've got 3, 4, 5, and you've got the senior-laden part of your lineup coming up. This is where Coach Weatherington really wants to try to create that separation and pour it on, as I said, in the keys. And we'll see if Kate Raines can start things off here for the Lady Hornets and do some damage to lead off this inning. You've got Kate Raines, Hammock, and then Riley Nelson. 1, 2, 3. Whew, man. That was very low in the zone to get that call. 0-1 the count. 3-2 your score. That one grounded to the shortstop. Throw over in time. Gets the Hornet first baseman. 1 out in the inning. So Madison Hammock now to the plate. The shortstop playing well out there. Trying to do some damage of her own at the plate. That pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. 3-2 score. Westfield leads here in the bottom of the third inning. And kind of the meat of their lineup up right here. Raines gets out on a ground ball to shortstop. Hammock takes that one low and in the dirt. And 1-1 the count now. That pitch misses up. 2-1 the count. Hammock will take a walk as well. She will hit. With Nelson on deck. So 3-1 the count. So again, you can definitely tell when Hare and Anderson are aware of the hitting prowess of the opposing team, that particular batter trying to stay on the edges. That pitch misses outside and high and will put Hammock on base. So it's been Smith for Pinewood that Westfield try to take care of, and Hammock here. Now Riley Nelson. And this is where Westfield got the rally going, if you will. This middle part to latter part of the lineup. Here's the 5-hole hitter in Riley Nelson. Hammock fakes like she's going to go. That pitch misses outside. 1-0 the count. Would you do a hit and run here potentially? Obviously a line drive potentially puts you getting a double play, but that one popped up. Kind of in no man's land, but the second baseman drops the ball. Going to throw it over to second, though, and get Madison Hammock out at second base. So they still get the out. And now Davidson to the plate for the Hornets. So not able to take advantage of the part of the lineup that was you thought might do the most damage here. That one is foul, barely. So 0-1 the count. That was a very delayed call. 0-1 here to Davidson. Riley Nelson on first. Westfield trying to expand the one-run lead. Obviously, Pinewood trying to stay right there in the hip pocket. 1-1 the count. That one lined to left field, and the left fielder is able to make the catch. Sharply hit but that will retire Westfield after they get the runner on first base. They can't do anything with it, and we will head to the top of the fourth. Your score 3-2 right here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. And welcome back here inside the Hornets Nest. Top of the fourth inning, Westfield leads 3-2. And you have to think that Coach Weatherington was looking to get some more production out of that spot of the lineup. But Bristol Deloach to the plate, and Westfield going to have to play some solid D behind the pitching of Lindy Hare. That pitch high, 1-0 the count. The last time up, Deloach walked. She got an RBI with the walk as the bases were loaded. So 1-0 the count. And he does not like that pitch either. 2-0 the count. Can Lindy Hare solve the strike zone here? When she's pitched to contact, Westfield has been able to put it away, but right now she's struggling again to find a release. So 3-0 the count. Deloach may be looking at her second straight walk. And that misses well inside and puts the runner on first. So the second walk for Deloach, and again, creating your own issues by walking, and this is the latter part of the lineup too. You have number 10, Moncrief, to the plate for the Lady Patriots. And that pitch misses low, 1-0 the count. That one lined but foul. 1-1 the count. Last time up, Moncrief was retired, it looks like. Again, cannot find the zone. 2-1 the count. So 2-1 the count here to Moncrief. Runner on first base, nobody out. Westfield leads by a run. That one scooped up under it, and Addie Hobbs makes the play out in left field. Sorry about that. You couldn't see it anyways. So they pick up the first out. Now double play gets you out in the inning. So Jordan Bland, number 22, the first baseman to the plate for Pinewood. That one finds its way, another seeing eye ground ball into the outfield. So runners on first and second with the shortstop, number 1, to the plate. I don't know if I have a name for her. Runners on first and second, and then you got the dangerous Smith. And that one popped up. And that is unfortunate. Goodness gracious. Got to make the play from the catcher's position there. So now the base is loaded, nowhere to put Smith. Ball popped up, not a good job by the offense. And again, Westfield bailing out Pinewood, who hasn't done a whole lot to score runs. It's been miscues from the Hornets that have led. So we'll see if Hare can not walk Smith and preserve the lead. Bases loaded, 1 out in the inning. And that one absolutely tattooed, and a grand slam home run. And now your score 6-3, and that is exactly what walking batters will do. Six to 3, and their best hitter comes up and puts one in the left field trees. Westfield had a lead. Now they're going to have to fight back. And now Danner to the plate for the Lady Patriots. 1 out in the inning still after the grand slam homer. That pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. And that pitch misses high. 1-1 the count. That pitch misses inside. 2-1 to count. And this is what you always worry about when you have a young pitcher give up a home run like that. Will she be able to manage the emotions of it? That one's fouled. 2-2 the count. Because it is a little jarring giving up a grand slam when you have the lead, especially when you feel like most of the trouble you kind of cause yourself. 2-2 the count. And that one grounded to second, throw over, and an out at first. So 2 outs in the inning, and very different atmosphere in the Hornets Nest right now. It's very subdued. And Anderson, number 14, the pitcher, to the plate, trying to help herself out. And she got some help from the top of her lineup already. That pitch in there, 0-1. And that one lined out to left field in the gap. Not able to make the catch, and a runner on second base. That Ball just kind of hung up there forever. I thought Hobbs was going to get up underneath it, but Ramsey Middleton now to the plate, and it really does feel like Westfield just had all the energy sucked out of them. They were hyped going into that bottom of the third inning, and were not able to get anything really going offensively, and now the big grand slam has just kind of sucked all that energy out. 1-0 the count. Runner on second base, 2 outs in the inning, and you still got to get out of this top of the fourth without any further damage. And that may get out of here. That's going to score a run. And I think we may be looking at a pitching change soon. So 7-3 the score. Talk about an answer from Pinewood. Doing what good teams do often, especially when you see in football, self-inflicted wounds from the other team, and you pounce on it. Good teams normally do that. That's exactly what Pinewood has done here in the top of the fourth. 1-0 the count. 7-3 your score. They have plated 5 runs in this bottom of the fourth inning. And that one ripped down the left field line, and again, I thought we'd see a pitching change there. They have timed up, and I think we're going to now. So 8-3 your score. Westfield trails. We will see what is going to happen here. And looks like Lauren Davidson, number 12, will come in. We'll take a break, and we'll come back. You're watching Lady Hornets Softball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. Welcome back into the Hornets Nest. Westfield trails 8-3. Runner on second base. And after the grand slam, Pinewood has picked up 2 more runs in the inning on some big hits. 3 straight doubles from Pinewood. Lauren Davidson to the plate. That one fouled back. 0-2 the count. That pitch misses low. 1-2 the count. That'll move a runner up to third. And another pass ball, and that'll plate a 9th run. One and two the count. He's not going to go for that pitch. 2-2 the count. Going to have to keep it low. 2-2 the count here for Davidson. That one fouled back, and will come back to Davidson. It's been a very long half inning. Two and two the count. Can't get her to chase. 3-2 the count. That one rocketed back, and that will score a run. And Westfield just does not have good body language right now. So Emily Moncrief to the plate for Pinewood. 9-3 your score. That pitch misses high. 1-0 the count. This is kind of becoming a struggle here in the circle to find strikes. Again, high. 2-1 the count. You don't want to compound things by throwing the ball down the right field line. And that pitch in there for a strike. 2-1 the count. And a swing and a miss. So 2-2 the count. And Westfield just wants to try to desperately get out of the inning. That one grounded down. And fouled that one off the front foot. And misses that pitch. 3-2 the count. So 3-2 the count. And another walk. First and second, runners are on. And let me see. Now number 22, Jordan Bland, to the plate. So Pinewood has had, I think, 11 batters come to the plate now. I think either Deloach or Moncrief led off this inning. So you've had a home run, 3 doubles, and I know a hit. So a good play right there at first by Kate Raines, and Westfield finally gets out of the inning, but they give up 7 runs on 6 hits. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, and Westfield trails by 6 right here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. And we are back here inside the Middle Georgia Sports Network. The Hornets Nest here as Westfield trails by 6. They give up 7 in the top of the 4th inning. And they have, I believe, so number 16, Avery Spence, will lead things off here for the Lady Hornets. That pitch low. We'll see if Anderson's affected by being in the dugout for as long as she was in the top half. I don't know how that will play. And that pitch finds a zone, 1-1 to count. That ball gets past the shortstop. So runner on first for Westfield, trying to start a rally of their own. And the shortstop can't handle the bounce. So number 4, Addie Hobbs coming to the plate. You've got number 5, Dalen Sumner on deck. Ball fouled straight back, 0-1 to count. So Dalen Sumner coming up next, and then you roll to the top of the lineup with Chloe Hill in the hole right now. Really got to have the middle of the lineup do some damage here if you can get some runners on at the bottom part. That pitch high, 2-1 the count. Pinewood has 9 hits to Westfield's 5. Big thing for Westfield has been the walks. That one skied out, and the catch made. Wow. I did not think she was going to get to that one. So a quick out there, and now to the plate, Dalen Sumner, number 5. She laid a beautiful bunt down the last time up. And we'll see if she does something similar here. That pitch is high from Anderson. 1 out in the inning. Westfield needs to try to flip the script as soon as possible. 1-1 to count. They've been super aggressive in the early part of the at bat, whereas I believe Pinewood's probably been working the count a little bit more, which has led to the walks, obviously. That pitch hits in there, 1-2 the count. But when you're throwing strikes, you got to swing the bat. But that pitch misses up and away. 2-2 the count. 9-3 your score. Westfield trails in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 out, 1 runner on. And Dalen Sumner at the plate here for the Lady Hornets. She grounds that one foul past the third baseman. And the 2-2 count will be pitched again here. Westfield in action tomorrow night up in Macon as they take on FPD. That one grounded back to the pitcher. Throw over low, and she did not have it, and she's safe. So that'll put a runner on first and second. The ball just kind of came out the snow cone there. So now back to the top of the lineup for Westfield. Chloe Hill leading things off here with runners on first and second and one out. Westfield coming off a big victory last Friday over Tift area. And that one rolled up to the plate behind Chloe Hill. So runners on first and second. Westfield in the Mud Bowl of 2024 came away with a late drive to take the lead and to defeat Tift area. It's odd if you look at the rankings. That one is fouled, 1-1 to count. Westfield now moves up to number 3 in the AAA rankings, and they're behind Tift area, who they just beat. And they both have one loss on the season, so go figure. And 2-1 to count, and that's in the max preps, which will be used to determine the playoff seeding at the end of the year. So obviously, Westfield definitely wants to get as good a seeding as possible. Right now, they're the 3 seed. That one finds its way through, and Westfield putting together some runs, or at least some hits here, and they played a run. As that throw went all the way home, not sure I would have done that, but Westfield gets on the board here in the 4th, 9-4 your score. But much like softball, Westfield football, just trying to position themselves in the best spot possible as they head towards the playoffs when we get into October. That ball foul, 0-1 to count on the bunted tip. Trying to move the runners up with some big bats coming up here for Westfield and Kate Raines and Madison Hammock. That pitch high, 1-1 to count. This might be the longest inning that I've had in a while calling Westfield softball. Both teams trying to put together offensive. Is that ball's foul, 1-2. So you got a bunted foul here, but trying to put together an answer here if you're Westfield. Runners on first and second. Madeline Katz at the plate. Anderson in the circle for the Patriots. And there is a base hit. And that will score a run. Ooh, she came off the bag. And that was a little scary as she went in and popped off. I think she may have jammed her leg in to third base. That is Chloe Hill. Joe Allen peeks out of the dugout over on the far side. We'll see if he checks it out, but looks like we may continue to play. So 9-5 your score. Runners on second and third with Kate Raines to the plate. And she could easily put it within a 1-run game. And I believe she tried to. And they're going to throw home here. Not in time. And they're going to throw it down. Oh, my. You got to know Coach Lewis is going to be not happy about that. So that'll plate 2 runs and make it 9-7. Clear the bases with 2 outs in the inning, but Westfield right back in the ballgame. You just got to eat that throw. That extra throw there. And you don't know if Hammock's going to put a base hit to score that run. It could be 9-6 instead of 9-7 here. But the extra throw up the line plates a run for Westfield. That pitch misses high, 1-0 the count. So a good answer here from the Lady Hornets. Obviously trying to recreate a little mini rally here after the second out. That one out into left field and put away by the left fielder. Just got underneath it. And we will head to the top of the fifth. Your score 9-7. Westfield trails by 2 on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. And we are back as Westfield trails going into the top of the fifth. 9-7 your score. And I believe it's going to be the shortstop, number 1, and I don't have her name on the Game Changer app. Coming to the plate for the Lady Patriots. And then you'll round out back over to the top of the lineup with Smith, who had the grand slam last time, Danner, and then Anderson. So you really want to get an out here and at least give yourself a fighting chance with the top of the lineup here for Pinewood. So Ada Grace Hendricks is the shortstop, number 1. That pitch is low. 1-0 the count. So 1-0 the count. That pitch misses. 2-0 the count. Got to settle in here and try to get an out. Pitch to contact, let your defense work. You cannot afford to put runners on base with the top of the lineup coming up. 2-0 the count. And that pitch in there for a strike, 2-1 the count. Nine to 7 your score. And that pitch never had a chance. 3-1 now. Need a shutdown inning here if you can get it. 3-1 the count. She misses and walks her. And that is what you cannot do. When you have a good hitter coming up, you cannot put runners on base in front of her. No matter what she does here, that's just not a winning formula. You got to make them earn it. So Caitlin Smith to the plate. She has not recorded an out today. 2 walks and a grand slam. Oh, excuse me. Snap, throw back down. I think she had an hit in the first inning. So misses there. 1-0 the count to Smith. And a pop-up. Somebody's got to make the play, and they run together. They make the play. So they do retire. They both run together. Hopefully they're okay. Looks like Coach Weatherington going to come out and check on Riley Nelson, who I believe took the brunt of it. Coach Weatherington, it's easier to smile about that if you actually catch it. You can work out talking. You hate to see them run together, but you'd rather them do that than both stop and look at each other. See that all the time in volleyball. It's like they both go for it, and then they stop at the last second, and it falls right in between them. That pitch in there, 0-1, and I think that's a testament right there to your pitchers. Hey, we did give up a grand slam, but hey, if we pitch to contact, let your defense work behind you. It's going to be a lot better recipe than trying to pitch to the edges and not hitting them, and then ending up putting runners on base without the other team having to do a whole lot. 2-1 the count. So good job coming in after the walk by Davidson and getting the out. Now can she back that up here? Tries to get her to chase, and the catcher loses the ball. Now 2-2 the count. That was almost like Madeline Katz didn't expect it to be up. She caught that kind of standing up like it caught her off guard. 2-2 the count. That one low. 3-2 the count. I'm going to go after her here and get this out. Set yourself up to get out of the inning. This is Danner, the right fielder, with Anderson, the pitcher, on deck. Grounded back. And going away from the second baseman. Didn't really have a chance there. So now runners on first and third with Anderson to the plate and one out in the inning. And that's the difference right there in that high pitch that puts the runner down at second on the steal. If that happens there, it's an easy flip to second to get the lead runner. And Westfield is still 9-7 your score. Sorry, we had technical difficulties there. Bases are loaded, but still 9-7. So Westfield has worked around some trouble here. Just gave up a walk. And that pitch low. Ground out to second, and Westfield gets out of the inning without any damage done. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with the bottom of the fifth inning. 9-7 your score right here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. So Riley Nelson to the plate here for the Lady Hornets. Trailing 9-7. And trying to get back in this game as that pitch misses. And that pitch misses low and inside, kind of rolls up there. So, bear with me here. I don't know what's going on. We're having some trouble with the graphics coming up, so all kinds of fun stuff going on this afternoon. And that pitch misses inside as well. So that's 3-0 the count here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That one in no man's land, and she makes the catch. Wow. I don't know how she caught that one. But a great catch by the right fielder. Lauren Davidson takes it inside. It is not 10-7. There is one out in the inning. Lauren Davidson at the plate. That pitch misses inside, and she will now be on first base. And I think that may be Avery Spence coming to the plate. So Avery Spence to the plate here for the Lady Hornets. And that pitch misses. 1-0 the count. 9-7 your score. Westfield trails by 2. Runner on first base. Avery Spence to the plate for the Lady Hornets. And that pitch finds the zone. 1-1 to count. That pitch misses inside. 2-1. So 9-7 again your score. Westfield trails. That pitch high, 3-1. So in danger of putting the tying run on and the go-ahead, bringing the go-ahead to the plate. That pitch in there for a strike. So you got to think Spence is going to want it to be right in there. She may force the umpire's hand. That pitch misses inside. And a good job of staying in the count there and not giving in from the hitter and chasing. Runners on first and second. With Addie Hobbs to the plate. And she fakes the bunt, and that's going to move the runners up. So Westfield somewhat returns the favor there as the fake bunt causes the pass ball. Looks like we got, I don't know what's going on here. We got the catcher talking to the, I don't know if we got a contact issue or. So tying run at second in the form of Avery Spence with Addie Hobbs at the plate, 1-0 the count. Bunt may not be a bad idea here either. Infield in, that's going to be hard to plant if the first baseman takes one or two steps and beat a full-speed Addie Hobbs to the bag. Although, trying to cut off the run coming home may cause some chaos there. You may get a bases loaded out of it. She's going to swing. And 2-0 the count. So now Anderson facing a little bit of that pressure that Lindy Hare faced earlier in the game. And last inning, Lauren Davidson faced it. Going down to the ground. They're going to go back to second. She needs to get into a rundown. They score the run. And so it'll be 9-8. They get the double play, but the run scores. So that'll end the inning. I think Avery Spence kind of ran herself in, but hey, they ended up getting the run. So it's kind of one of those things. It's a good thing, but a bad thing. So we'll head to the top of the sixth. Your score now 9-8. Westfield trails by a run right here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. Welcome back here into the Middle Georgia Sports Network. The Hornets Nest as Westfield hosting Pinewood here inside the Nest. 9-8 your score. The Lady Patriots on top. They've gotten a big blast from Smith, number 13, the leadoff hitter. That pitch high here as Bristol Deloach, number 21, leads off, the left fielder. And she has a hit and 2 RBI. I believe one of those came on a walk. And that pitch in there for a strike, 1-1 to count. So the bottom of the lineup here for Pinewood. 2 runs scored by the bottom of the lineup and 2 hits. That pitch misses. 2-1 to count. Just losing the pitches. That's Westfield struggled with that all game long, just losing it high. And you just do not want to walk the bottom of the lineup when you have then you put runners on for the top of the lineup coming back around. That one fouled. 3-2 the count. It also telegraphs you got to throw a strike when you get that far behind, and then they're just going to tee off on it. So, kind of hurts you all the way around there. 3-2 the count here to the Loach. And that one skied out to right field, and catch not made, drop. Oh, they say that was fair. Wow. I did not think. So that puts a runner on third base now. Looked like Lindy Hare had a beat on it. It just comes out of her glove at the last second. So runner on third, nobody out, with Moncrief to the plate, and that pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Just got to tip your cap there. That's about as far to the left side of the field you can hit it and still keep it in play. That looked like she offered. Wow. 1-1 the count. Runner down at third would extend the lead back up to 2. 9-8 your score now. Tries to go high. That pitch, again, has not worked all day long. Pinewood has not chased outside the zone up high. 2-1 the count. That one popped up. We'll see a play at the plate. No. Wow. Not going to test out Hare's arm. So 1 out in the inning. Now coming to the plate will be number 22, Jordan Bland, the first baseman. It's important out in the inning if you're Lauren Davidson. The ball grounded and play over, but it will play to run. So Pinewood will get the run back that they gave up in the bottom of the 5th after the leadoff triple by Dwyer. But again, Pinewood picks up a run. 10-8 your score now. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Westfield coming to the plate. And we are back here inside the Hornets Nest. Westfield trails by 2. And they will have, I think, the top of the lineup coming up. I want to say you have Chloe Hill. No? Dalen Sumner coming to the plate. So, I guess, yeah, so that was Addie Hobbs that had the ground out to third. So that ground ball to third, and she's just going to eat it. So Dalen Sumner with a leadoff base hit and brings the tying run to the plate in the form of Chloe Hill. For as maybe difficult as this game has been for Westfield, you have who you want up here. Top of the lineup, Anderson has struggled to find the zone in the last few innings, so you definitely want to force her to pitch to you. Want to know the count here. Throw over, trying to get the double play. That ball goes into the dugout, and that will be put the runner at second base in scoring position. So now Madeline Katz to the plate. Runner on second base in the form of Chloe Hill after the ball from trying to turn two goes into the dugout. So Katz lines one out to left field. That'll put a runner at third, and Katz moves up. So good base running there by the Hornet catcher with Kate Raines to the plate. So, got the tying run at second and the go-ahead at home. Nope, that pitch inside, 1-0 the count. And Kate can do some damage, so you got to be careful here if you're Anderson. But this is exactly who Coach Weatherington would want up in this situation. These two, and they're going to put her on. And I don't know. Oh, maybe not. I thought they were going to put her on. Looks like maybe she just called timeout. About to say, I don't think I put her on, not with Hammock on deck. So 1-0 the count here to Kate Raines. Big bat. That hit well. That'll score a run. And it does not score a run. Wow. I think Coach Weatherington wanted a call of them blocking the plate potentially. Wow. Unfortunately, that has been the kind of day it's been for Westfield. Just haven't been able to quite get the hit you need when you need it. So 10-8 your score. Go to the top of the seventh. Westfield trails by 2. And welcome back here to the Middle Georgia Sports Network. Westfield had exactly what they wanted set up there with runners on second and third. They didn't get a very solid hit, but it got to the outfield, and they tried to get the game within 1 with Hammock coming to the plate. It's been, I just made the comment, and that's been the kind of stuff that the Braves have done. They got runners in scoring position with 0 or 1 out, and they can't get runs across. That has got to be so frustrating. So now coming to the plate will be wait up. I'm so confused. He said Moncrief. I think this is Smith. 1-0 the count. I think it's Smith. And a moonshot there, but out to Addie Hobbs. So 1 out in the inning. Got up underneath that one. Maybe I'm wrong. Jordan Bland now to the plate. I thought Deloach hit the triple last inning. I don't know. We're all off. 1-0 the count. That pitch high, 2-0 the count. They have peppered that area right there all game long. Now runner on first with 1 out. That's got to be so frustrating. That's just in no man's land there. Second baseman's well over. That one fouled. 0-1 the count. I cannot make the tag. It's there. She had her if she could have got the ball there. 1-1 to count now. Runner at second base. It's the thing in softball you got to be able to do is throw runners out at second because they're trying to take that force away if at all possible. Swing and a miss. We hadn't seen a whole lot of that today. 1-2 the count. Runner at second with 1 out. That pitch high. I have 2-2 the count. I cannot see his fingers, so we'll go with that. And that ball gets away. So full count here. Runner at third base. You definitely can't afford to give that up. And she walks her. First and third. Now number 00, Ramsey Middleton to the plate for Pinewood. We got all off on the batting or on the announcing in the stadium on who the Pinewood players were. And that is going to plate a third run. Wow. Now 11-8. 7 walks. That's at least 2, maybe 3 pass balls or wild pitches, however you want to. I mean, that's it's tough to win games when you give up that many walks. And there's a line drive base hit right back up the middle. That'll move a runner over. Westfield just looks like they don't have a whole lot of energy. This looks starting to look a lot like the 4th inning for the Hornets. And that's really, in softball, baseball, that's really where you see momentum, where you can build momentum, if you will. if you get out of an inning where it's looking like you're in a high-stress situation and you give up and you don't give up any runs, normally you come in and score runs, and vice versa. If you have a chance to score runs and you know you should and you don't, it's really dejecting on the defensive side of things, and I think that's what you're seeing right here from the Lady Hornets. They don't have the energy that they had last inning after getting the runners that they needed in scoring position. We'll take a quick break. Pitching change here. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Westfield trails 11-8. And welcome back as Westfield trails by 3 here in the top of the 7th inning. 11-8 your score. But runners on first and third. Lindy Hare in the circle again. And that pitch low. 1-0 the count. And that one hit out to right field, will score a run. Well, I don't know, great throw, but gets away from the catcher. Two outs in the inning. Now a 4-run deficit for Westfield. I think this is Massey at the plate. That pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Nope, Bristol DeLoach, who had the big triple. Last inning, I believe. That pitch high and outside, 1-1 the count. Two outs in the inning, 4-run lead, so Pinewood has extended the lead out 2. They've done what Westfield, I felt like, needed to do, was get ahead and extended each inning, and they were not able to do that. Ball squirts through on the right side of the infield, and runners will stay put. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. Right now, Westfield just cannot pitch ahead in the count, and they're not able to get that out that they need. Balls are hit hard, and when they haven't been hit hard, they've been hit in very difficult spots, even if they haven't been hit particularly hard in those spots. But just that ball lined quickly 0-1, especially right here on the second base position. This gap between second base and the second baseman just has been peppered today. Well, not even really peppered, more like hit some C&I ground balls through, but good pitch there. 0-2 the count. Haven't seen many 2-hour games here in the Nest over the last 7-8 years. And got her out on front, but she's able to foul it away. 0-2 the count. Trying to put away the Loach and get back in the dugout to see if you can't mount a comeback here. Runners at first and third, trying to add on. Try to get her to chase, and they're going to move the runner up to second. So 1-2 the count. Two and two the count now. Just cannot get that in there and gives up another run. Wow. 13-8 your score now. How many runs have they scored this inning just from not even really hitting the ball? There's got to be at least 6 runs in this game from walks or pass balls. That is definitely not a winning formula. Now runner at third with 2 outs and a line drive foul. And a walk. That is the 9th walk of the game for Westfield. To 4 walks for Pinewood. So therein lies the difference in the game. Difference in the game is 5 walks, which is equated to 5 runs. Catch over by Lauren Davidson to end the inning. We will head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score 13-8, Westfield trails. And we are back as Westfield finds itself down by 5 runs. They closed the gap to 1 2 innings ago. They have had opportunities to either tie the game or take the lead and have not been able to do that. And Pinewood extends it on some walks there in that inning. Westfield comes to the plate down by 5. Going to have a big inning to try to get back in this game. And not by swinging at pitches like that. That's ball one. Can't get it all back with one swing. You don't need to swing at that. You're down to try to start a rally. You make her pitch a strike before you swing the bat. Oh my, that pitch outside, but got the call. Wow, he hadn't called that all game. So quickly 0-2. And Hammock grounds that hard down the third base line. She'll set up the 0-2 again. Oh, and 2 the count here to Hammock. And that pitch high, 1-2. Westfield needs a base runner here. You got Nelson and then Davidson coming up. 2-2 the count. Two and 2 the count. That one fouled into the Westfield dugout almost. So 2-2 the count still. Hammock trying to battle here after going down 0-2. And in no man's land, that's going to be a tough play, and she's not going to get it. And that one cued once it hit the ground. Lots of English on it. So a runner on first. And if you're the Hornets, you're just looking to kind of merry-go-round this thing as much as possible. No, don't want to give up any outs. Just want to move runners over. Pitch high. 1-0 the count. That ball fouled sharply again down the third base line. So 1-1 the count here. 13-8 your score. Westfield trails. And that pitch misses inside. 2-1 the count. And rip that one, but it will be lined out to the left fielder. And 1 out in the inning. Westfield's done that a lot tonight too. Hit the ball hard, but right at somebody. So Lauren Davidson now to the plate with 1 out and 1 on. Again, you're looking to work the count here and try to force Anderson to pitch to you. And a base hit there for Davidson. Moves the runner over. That's exactly what you want right there. So runners at first and second with 1 out. Now Avery Spence to the plate for the Lady Hornets. That one foul. 0-1 the count. Again, that's probably ball 1 right there you swing at, but that pitch up and away, 1-1 the count. Coming up, you have Addie Hobbs and then Dalen Sumner. Ball misses. 2-1 the count. Not sure. Anderson may be running out of gas a little bit. 2-1 the count. Spence has 2 hits. No, 1 hit on the night. Great play there by the shortstop. She's off the bag. Whoa. Wow. Looked like she came off the bag, but the umpire gives it to her. So 2 outs in the inning with Addie Hobbs to the plate now for the Lady Hornets. That ball was hit sharply too. Great play by the shortstop there. That pitch inside. 1-0 the count. That pitch in there, 1-1 the count now. Great catch by the center fielder, and that will finish the game off. So Westfield falls tonight 13-8, and that you got to know that stings for Coach Weatherington and his Lady Hornets. Didn't play an exceptionally good game. Pinewood did what they needed to get a victory here tonight, and Westfield going to have a lot of stuff to think about as they get closer towards the playoffs. And they'll be back in action next week. And we will say so long here tonight from the Hornets Nest. Westfield, they lose to Pinewood 13-8. You've been watching Lady Hornet Softball on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.